You ever get that feeling like your own brain is, I don't know, working against you when it comes to being happy? Well, the crazy part is you might actually be right. But, and this is the good news, there's a super simple, scientifically backed exercise that only takes about 2 minutes a day to start rewiring things for the better. So let's dive in and see how it works.
It sounds a little strange, doesn't it? But yeah, a lot of the time, our brains really are working against our own happiness. And here's the thing, it's not a flaw, it's not a bug. It's actually a feature, a kind of default setting that was designed for something completely different.
And that's something else. It's all about survival. See, your brain's number one, absolute, non negotiable job is just to keep you alive. That's it. Happiness? Believe it or not, that's way, way down on the priority list. And this default setting, well, it has some pretty big implications for how we live today. So you can kind of think of your brain as having two different modes. The default mode, that's the survival brain. It's constantly on the lookout, scanning for threats, and it's an expert at zooming in on everything that's wrong. Then you've got the happiness brain. But the catch is, you have to turn that one on yourself. It takes real, conscious effort to get it to notice the positive because our attention, it just naturally gets snagged by the negative stuff. And here's the really crucial part. This ancient wiring, it was perfect for our ancestors trying to avoid, saber-toothed tigers. But today, not so much. When you let that old-school threat detection system run wild in our modern world, it can lead straight to chronic stress, burnout, and even depression. We're basically on high alert all the time, but the dangers we're facing are more likely to be a stressful email than an actual tiger. Okay, but here's where it gets really hopeful. This is where we can actually take back some control. It's all thanks to this amazing thing called neuroplasticity, which is just a fancy word for our brain's incredible ability to change and build new connections. It means we can actively retrain its focus. And it all starts with this one simple technique, the 3 good things exercise.
So what is this exercise exactly? Well, it's just a quick daily practice where you intentionally look for 3 things that went well. But, and this part is absolutely key, you also have to recognize the role you played in making them happen. The whole goal is to consciously shift your brain's focus away from that negative default, basically putting that awesome neuroplasticity to work for you.
And look, it could not be simpler. It's just 3 steps. First, right before bed, you just ask yourself, what are 3 good things that happened today? Second, for each of those things, you think, okay, what was my role in that? What did I do? And third, you just write them down. That's it. The only real challenge is sticking with it for 2 weeks straight.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking right now. What if I have a really terrible day? What if literally nothing good happens? Well, guess what? That's when it's most important to do this exercise. Let's actually walk through a real example of what this looks like on a day that felt, pretty tough. So imagine this difficult day, right? Maybe you're stuck inside with a bunch of super energetic kids. There might have been a few tantrums. And the first good thing was just a simple moment of connection. It wasn't some huge life-changing event. It was just a quiet, positive interaction that you could have easily missed. And recognizing your role, it was as simple as choosing to sit down and just be present in that moment. All right, the second good thing was another one of those small, creative moments. And again, you can see the pattern here, right? It's all about shifting your focus away from the day's frustrations and finding these little pockets of joy. This simple act of just making something together, that becomes a real highlight, something worth holding on to. And the third one, this one shows that good things don't always have to be quiet and calm. Sometimes they're chaotic and loud and just plain fun. The big takeaway here is that if you actually look for the good, you can find it, even on the most challenging, most messy days imaginable. Okay, so this all sounds really nice in theory, but the big question is, does it actually work? Well, this isn't just some feel-good idea. It's actually backed by solid clinical research with some, frankly, incredible results. So let's take a look at the actual science behind it. This is where it gets really fascinating. Get this, within just 4 or 5 days of starting, people report that they just naturally start noticing more positive things during their day. The brain is already starting to adapt. After the full 14 days, clinical trials show a measurable decrease in burnout and depression. But here's the truly mind-blowing part. The positive effects from that little 2-week exercise can last for up to 6 months. And when you look at the specific benefits they measured, it's just incredible. After only 2 weeks, people reported less burnout, less depression, a better work-life balance, and even less conflict at work or school. And, of course, a higher overall level of happiness. I mean, these are serious, significant life improvements, all from a habit that takes 2 minutes a day.
I want to pause on this for a second because it's so important. 6 months. Think about that. A 2-week commitment for 2 minutes a day can positively impact your well-being for half a year. The return on investment for your time is it's massive. It's got to be one of the most efficient mental health tools we have.
So the obvious question is, if this thing is so simple and so incredibly effective, why isn't everyone on the planet doing it? Well, it turns out there's one major hurdle, one big barrier that trips most people up.
And the biggest barrier isn't that the exercise is hard. It's not. It's simply remembering to do it every single night, right? Life gets busy, we all get tired, and it's just so easy to forget. So the best, most practical advice is to just remove that barrier. Set a daily alarm on your phone. Put a sticky note on your bathroom mirror or your pillow. Do whatever it takes to build that routine for just 14 days.
So really, after all this, it just boils down to one simple question. Could the 2 minutes you spend tonight genuinely kickstart a positive change that lasts for the next 6 months of your life? The only real question left is, are you gonna give it a try?